I'm Cynthia Monteleone, and I am talking to you today about my thoughts about collagen. Now, collagen is a big trend right now, and in fact, the title of this video is going to be Not Another Effing Collagen Powder. And that is because I was sent a collagen powder by my sponsor, HCP Labs, and that's what I thought. I'm not gonna lie. I thought, oh no, not another effing collagen powder, because honestly, I think this trend in a way needs to go ahead and move on. But I'll talk to you about my thoughts on collagen and why I actually really love the ATP collagen powder. So collagen, let's talk a little bit about collagen first. Collagen is the body's main building block. It makes up about 25 to 35% of all of the body's protein. So it really is a structural protein providing both strength and flexibility. The best place to see collagen, of course, is our skin. It gives our skin elasticity and it makes it smooth and plump and supple. So when you see people and you think that they look healthy, likely they have good collagen, or if they look dull and gray, then collagen is definitely deficient in those people that are looking dull and gray. Okay, so skin is not the only place, though, that you see collagen. It's actually, or skin is not the only place that collagen exists. It's actually a structural component of all connective tissue. And that means it's a structural component of bones, tendons, ligaments, cartilage, blood vessels, arteries, veins, even organs like kidney and liver. Modern bone researchers now believe that 80% of bone strength is collagen dependent. Some statistics on collagen content go like this. Our skin is 75% collagen. Our bone is 30% collagen. Things like joints, like our ligaments and tendons, our ligaments are up to 90% collagen. Tendons, 80%. Cartilage, 70%. And even our blood vessels are 40% collagen. So the biological pathways for making collagen are very complex, and it's not really about how much collagen you're consuming, so to speak. It's how you're generating the collagen. So generation is the key word. How are you generating collagen? Now that actually can go hand in hand with what kind of collagen you're consuming, and I'll get to that in a second. There are 28 different types of collagen, and the most common type is type 1 collagen. That is in our skin, our artery walls, our bones, our teeth, and our ligaments. Type 2 is in the hyaline cartilage, which is in the cornea of our eye. Type 3 is the type that's in blood vessels, your spleen, your lymph, your uterus, your skin, and your intestines. So your skin has type 1 and type 3. So type 4 collagen is also in our eyes, in the eye lens, and also in our kidney. For example, again, there's 28 different types of collagen, but those 4 are the most common types that make up a lot of it. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty about putting collagen in your coffee and what makes you more susceptible to having better skin or not great skin. Okay, so why does collagen work? So in all of the research I've done, and in my opinion, collagen is working because it's high in the amino acid glycine. So when you're consuming collagen, you're consuming large amounts of glycine. And glycine synthesizes or generates collagen. So collagen works because you're consuming the amino acid that makes your collagen, if that makes sense. So glycine is really the key here. Now, can you just take a glycine supplement and make collagen? In my opinion, yes. So my question is, why are you taking collagen in your coffee or at all? Are you taking collagen because you want an additional protein source? Because if so, there are better protein sources out there than collagen. You can have a collagen blend in a beef type protein, and that's great because it's blended with other types of protein. But if you're just putting collagen in your coffee or whatever for protein content, you're much better off with a protein source that comes straight from an animal. So meat, fish, poultry, that sort of thing. That's going to give you a better overall protein source. My favorite, of course, is red meat. Okay, so if you're doing it for protein, there's better sources of protein out there. If you're doing it for your skin health, that's a different story. So if you're doing it to have better hair, skin, and nails, then collagen is definitely related to that, but coffee is not necessarily the best place to put it. Why? Okay, so there's a big internet debate out there on putting collagen in your coffee. One camp says the heat degrades and denatures the protein. Now, it is true that heat does degrade and denature protein. The opposing side says, yeah, but you have to get to something like, 300 to 500 degrees to do that. So I looked up specifically what temperature denatures glycine, because again, all the other amino acids, okay, yeah, there might be some in there, but glycine is what's synthesizing the collagen. So what temperature does glycine get denatured? And that is around 215 to 230 degrees. What temperature is your coffee? So when I looked up that, it's generally between 155 degrees and 185 degrees. So will your coffee denature or degrade your protein, which are two different things, by the way? And the answer to that is possibly if you have a really hot cup of coffee and it's on that cusp of degrading or denaturing the glycine, because the glycine is what we're really concerned about. But that's not really the reason why I'm so opposed to putting collagen in coffee. The reason why is because coffee really blocks the absorption of so many nutrients and also proteins. If you look up caffeine, caffeine actually inhibits glycine receptors. So it's not the best place to promote the synthesis of glycine, which will promote the synthesis of collagen, to put it in with a caffeinated beverage. Coffee also inhibits iron and zinc, and those are also necessary for healthy skin. So what I do is I have my clients actually delay their coffee, and they have a morning routine where they have usually a glass of water with some lime and some Hawaiian sea salt or regular colored sea salt. And then they have their breakfast, which is usually meat and nuts and berries, and then, or just meat if they're carnivore. And then they go on to have their coffee later. So that way the coffee, the phytic acid in the coffee is not interfering with the uptake of nutrients or the interfering with the uptake of these amino acids. Okay, so what are things to avoid in the breakdown of collagen in our environment? Well, of course, UV rays can damage collagen and break it down. Our skin cells, though, regenerate once a month. So if we're taking proper care of our skin, then we can keep on top of that and regenerate this collagen. Collagen actually, the enzymatic activity that promotes and synthesizes collagen decreases 1% per year after age 21. So as we age, we're definitely at a disadvantage for making collagen, which is why we have to stay on top of it. So the other thing that can interfere with collagen is advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. And glycation happens when you have sugars and proteins that bind together in your blood. Now, glycine helps break up this glycation. And what I found is that those who are on a carnivore type diet aren't eating a lot of sugar. I try to keep my sugar under 15 grams a day. And by eliminating that high sugar, you're actually eliminating your chances of having AGEs. That is the main component of AGEs. Some people think if you consume AGEs, which are like if you're cooking your meat really at a high temperature, that you'll promote AGEs, but actually the research has shown that that's not the case, that when you consume it, your body breaks it down in your stomach, and so you're not susceptible to those. So sugar is the main component for these advanced glycation end products, which is what you don't want. Those break down collagen. Other things are stress. So chronic stress breaks down collagen. So a little bit of stress like exercise and then recovery is great, but chronic stress that comes from anything from worrying and ruminating to things like endurance training, where you're putting chronic stress on your body all the time, actually promotes the breakdown of collagen. The repeated prolonged cortisol will actually increase inflammation all over in your body, so you really want to avoid that. Okay, so also estrogen is actually protective of the skin, and while you need to maintain a proper hormone balance, as we age, as women especially, estrogen declines. as we approach menopause, and that is actually worse for your skin and worse for collagen. So estrogen can be a little bit protective. Now, you don't want to have too much estrogen, or else it'll become toxic to your body in the way of environmental estrogens, which are chemicals that mimic estrogens in your body. I could talk about this a whole other day. So let's get back to the task at hand, which is what's the best way to intake the collagen? So what's the best way to intake your collagen? Well, again, it's all dependent on glycine. So you really want the glycine to generate collagen. And glycine is important for more than just generating collagen or synthesizing collagen. Glycine is the amino acid that is responsible for the growth of tissue. It's responsible for balance of hormones and enzymes. It's an antioxidant, which promotes the production of glutathione, which is your body's internal antioxidant system. So a lot of the reasons things like vitamin C works is because it spares glutathione, which is your body's way of making antioxidants. So you don't always need external antioxidants as long as your internal antioxidant system, glutathione, is working properly. Glycine is one of the main components of making glutathione. It makes creatine, which is really awesome for athletes because you need that for strength and power and energy in your muscles right away. It improves sleep. Glycine also protects the liver from damage. There are a lot of studies showing that glycine can actually help reverse liver damage due to both alcohol and fatty liver tissue. Glycine prevents the accumulation of plaque in arteries, which makes sense because collagen is shown in studies to do the same thing. So I believe it's because of the high glycine content again. It increases insulin sensitivity in type 2 diabetics. So I often have clients who have come to me with type 2 diabetes, and I have them supplement glycine as a way to make them more insulin sensitive without actually making their blood sugar go up. So the main sources of glycine besides collagen are generally animal proteins. So beef is a great source of glycine, and the cuts that are highest in glycine are the chuck cuts, the round cuts, and the brisket cuts. So those are your higher glycine cuts of beef. Okay, so back to the title of the video, not another effing collagen powder. So why did I title it that? It's because my sponsor ATP Labs sent me this collagen powder. It's called Total Radiance Collagen, and I looked at the back of it and I saw that it doesn't just have collagen in it, which the collagen type that it has is grass-fed, which is awesome because that means it's more natural and tested for all kinds of things like heavy metals. They do all of that at ATP Labs. But also it has biotin in it, which is vitamin B7, or sometimes called vitamin H. And biotin is really essential for healthy skin because it actually activates different enzymes as well. So biotin, extremely important, essential nutrient. That's in the Total Radiance Collagen. It also has zinc in it, which is really essential. It's actually an essential nutrient, and it's encoded in our DNA. Zinc is so important to us in our immune system and our cells. So it helps build and repair cells, and of course tissue and hair growth. And zinc regulates oil production. So sometimes you have people with oily skin because of hormone balance and things like this, and zinc will actually regulate that oil production. The other thing zinc regulates is, guess what? Glycine receptors. So it's a glycine receptor modulator. So zinc being in this Total Radiance Collagen powder was like really awesome to see that. So zinc, biotin, it's got a little bit of vitamin C, which has hydroxylase enzymes that activate the synthesis of collagen. So a lot of times you'll hear that vitamin C is essential for making collagen. I think that those on a carnivore type diet get plenty of the nutrients needed to make collagen. So I think in maybe a normal standard American diet, yes, vitamin C does help by activating these enzymes that synthesize collagen. Okay, so there was also copper, which needs to be properly balanced with zinc because they compete for the same receptors. And copper also has been shown to stabilize the collagen matrix. So that's really awesome that that was in it. And my favorite part of it is Gotu Kola. Now I just did a little short video on the benefits of Gotu Kola, But Gotu Kola is called the herb of longevity in Eastern medicine, but there are thousands of articles in Western medicine research, if you look on PubMed, for instance, that talk about the benefits of Gotu Kola. And the benefits of Gotu Kola include that it's neurogenerative, meaning it makes new neurons. And because of that, it has an impact on the GABA receptors, which makes our brain health better. So we have better cognition and better memory. And so overall better sleep, things like that. I mean, the list is so long. But Gotu Kola is also on the cutting edge in burn wounds. So it heals the skin really quickly. So it has a very, very big impact on collagen synthesis. And so the fact that there's Gotu Kola in this Radiance collagen was just amazing. And so I tried it and I gave it to some of my clients to try. And after trying it for a month, I noticed that every time I would add it to my protein shake, actually, either vanilla whey or Supreme Beef Protein Vanilla. And the reason why vanilla is because the Total Radiance collagen has a fruity flavor. So you can either choose like peach mango or fruity delight, I think it's called. And when you mix it with the vanilla whey, to me it tastes like an orange creamsicle. So it's really awesome. But I would take it in my protein shake, and I love that it's fruity, so you don't really want to put it in your coffee. So I put it in my protein shake, and I would notice a mood enhancement afterwards. So I felt like kind of uplifted and a little happier. Like generally I walk around pretty content, but I definitely felt a mood shift. And one of the reasons I think is because Gotu Kola is used in treatment of depression and anxiety. So again, because it interacts with the GABA receptors. So yeah, that was one of the really great things about that. Now my clients that I gave it to reported to me that they were having hair loss, but then when they started taking the collagen powder, they had less hair loss. Like their hair loss actually within a week and a half stopped. So I think it's, again, the combination of the high glycine content and the addition of the biotin in the Gotu Kola and the zinc and copper. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts about collagen. I'm sure it will spark some debate, and those of you who love to put it in your coffee, I'm just telling you there's a better way. I'm not saying that collagen doesn't work. I'm saying collagen does work because of the high glycine content, but there's a better way to intake it. And ask yourself, why are you taking it in? The other things that you might want to consider if you're taking it for hair, skin, and nails is to get rid of all of your environmental toxins, because those have a really big impact on your skin. That means some of the beauty products that you might be using, thinking that it's good for your skin, might actually be poisoning your skin and making your collagen matrix break down. I'll do another video on environmental toxins because that's like a long list of how they are endocrine disruptors, like basically hormone disruptors, and the impacts that has on your health, including your hair, skin, and nails. Okay, so those are my thoughts on collagen. I was disappointed to see a lot of collagen powders out there that aren't high quality, but on the flip side, I'm happy that there is one that I can recommend that is high quality and definitely works for hair, skin, and nails, and also for mood. So that's my recommendation. I hope you enjoyed. Aloha.